If you're over 70, never ignore these 8 body signals. The afternoon of life is just as full of meaning as the morning. Only its meaning is different. Carl Jung, welcome, dear friend. If you are in your 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, or beyond, this channel was created with your heart in mind. Every single video we make is a love letter to the beautiful, hard-earned wisdom that only comes with age. You have survived storms that others have never faced, and you carry a strength most people have not yet discovered in themselves. Here, we celebrate that. Here, we honor you. We warmly invite you to subscribe to the Golden Years Wisdom channel. Hit the bell so you never miss a single story, and leave a comment below, because your voice matters more than you know. Like this video if it touches your heart, and share it with someone you love. Today, we explore 8 life-changing truths about your body, your spirit, and your magnificent golden years. Stay with us until the very end. The final message may be the one you need most. Your body still speaks in whispers, learning to listen before the whisper becomes a shout. Every morning when you open your eyes, your body is already talking to you, quietly, patiently, with great tenderness. A dry mouth, cracked lips, a slight heaviness behind the eyes are not simply signs of old age. They are coded messages from the most loyal companion you have ever had. After 70, 80, or 90 years together, your body has not given up on you. It is still fighting for you, still sending signals, still asking you to listen more carefully than ever before. Eleanor, 83 years young from a quiet countryside village, used to wake each morning with her lips so dry they would crack and bleed by noon. For 2 years, she called it just aging and carried on. The day she finally sat with her doctor and described every small symptom, the dryness, the afternoon fog, the odd fatigue, her life changed. Adjustments were made, and within a month, Eleanor said she felt like someone had opened a window in a room I had forgotten was stuffy. Your whispers are worth listening to, dear friend. The gift of water at any age. Hydration is not a luxury. It is a daily act of self-love. There is a quiet betrayal that happens in our bodies after 60. The sensation of thirst grows softer, more polite, easier to overlook. In younger years, thirst announced itself boldly. Now it taps gently on the door and walks away before you answer. This is why so many cherished seniors move through their days slightly dehydrated without ever suspecting it. And that gentle deficit, barely noticeable at first, can quietly affect your memory, your balance, your energy, and the sparkle in your eyes. George, a 91-year-old retired music teacher, discovered that spacing small glasses of water across his morning hours, rather than drinking hurriedly at meals, brought back an afternoon alertness he had not felt in years. He began calling his water glass his morning symphony. It is a beautifully simple truth. Water is medicine. Hydration is healing. And choosing to drink enough each day is one of the most profound acts of self-respect you can offer your extraordinary body. Your medications deserve a second look. Being informed is not defiance. It is wisdom. Many seniors carry a quiet loyalty to their prescriptions, trusting that what was prescribed is perfectly suited to the person they are today. But here is something your doctor wants you to understand. The body at 80 processes medicine very differently than the body at 50. Medications that were once perfectly balanced can, over time, create small but meaningful side effects, including a persistent dry mouth that steals comfort from your days and restful sleep from your nights. Dorothy, a graceful 86-year-old former librarian, suffered burning lips and a sandpaper tongue for nearly 3 years before a compassionate pharmacist sat with her and reviewed every tablet she took. 2 medications were creating overlapping dryness, something easily adjusted. "I wish I had asked sooner," Dorothy said softly. Dear friend, asking questions about your prescriptions is not weakness. It is the bravest form of self-advocacy, and you have earned every right to speak up for your own comfort. Blood sugar and the quiet storm within. Early awareness is the greatest gift you can give yourself. After 70, The body's ability to manage blood sugar can shift quietly, like a slow tide changing direction. Even people who never once worried about diabetes in their earlier decades may find that insulin resistance has crept in gently during their senior years. One of its earliest, most overlooked signals is a dry mouth upon waking, the body's silent way of saying that glucose and fluid balance have been quietly disrupted through the night, calling gently for your attention. Victor, a 78-year-old retired carpenter who had built houses with his own hands for decades, noticed morning dryness alongside nighttime trips to the bathroom and a mild fatigue he could not explain. Routine blood work revealed elevated glucose levels. With gentle dietary changes and loving attention to his meals, Victor's mornings transformed. The dryness eased, the energy returned, and he returned to his beloved woodworking. Early action, dear friend, is not fear. It is wisdom dressed in courage. While you sleep, your heart works hard. The connection between your breath, your rest, and your joy sleep is not merely rest. It is restoration, renewal, the body's sacred nightly ritual of healing. But as the years gather gracefully around us, the muscles of the throat can lose their firmness, sometimes allowing the airway to narrow during sleep. When this happens, breathing shifts from the peaceful rhythm of the nose to the drying effort of the mouth, and morning arrives with parched lips, a foggy mind, and a tiredness that 8 hours of bed cannot cure. Franklin, an 84-year-old retired schoolteacher, had been waking exhausted for years, his lips cracked, his mind slow, his mornings robbed of joy. His daughter noticed his breathing would sometimes pause in the night. After a gentle sleep evaluation and proper treatment, Franklin said, "I had forgotten what it felt like to wake up happy. Quality sleep after 70 is not a luxury reserved for the young. It is your birthright, dear friend, and it is never too late to reclaim it." When the glands grow, quiet discomfort that persists deserves compassionate investigation. There is a common and deeply human tendency among seniors to absorb discomfort in silence, attributing every ache and inconvenience to the natural passage of time. But your body, wise, resilient, extraordinary, does not repeat signals randomly. When dryness persists through the day, when lips crack despite balm, when swallowing becomes a quiet challenge, the body may be describing something specific, that the tiny glands responsible for moisture are struggling and need gentle, compassionate attention. Agnes, a 79-year-old retired nurse who had spent her life caring for others, finally allowed herself to be cared for when she described her persistent dry mouth and dry eyes to a specialist. She had dismissed both for years. Diagnosed with a moisture gland disorder, Agnes received proper management, and her relief was profound. "I didn't realize how much energy I had been spending simply coping," she said. "You deserve more than coping. You deserve comfort, answers, and the full flowering of your beautiful later years. Honoring the kidneys that have served you so long. Small signs caught early are blessings in disguise. Your kidneys have been working quietly, faithfully, every single day of your life, filtering, balancing, protecting, without ever asking for recognition or gratitude. After decades of devotion, these remarkable organs can begin to work a little more slowly, and in those early gentle stages, the first signal is often as soft as a dry morning mouth. It is not traumatic. It is not alarming. It is simply a message, arriving quietly in the dawn, from organs that have loved you their entire lives. Bernard, an 80-year-old retired sailor who had crossed oceans in his younger years, noticed persistent morning dryness and slight swelling around his ankles. He mentioned it almost apologetically at a routine checkup. That gentle conversation led to early detection of mild kidney strain, caught so early that dietary adjustments and careful monitoring were enough to protect him for years ahead. "I almost didn't say anything," Bernard confessed. "Please, dear friend, always say something. Your observations are never trivial. You are still becoming. The most courageous thing you can do is keep choosing life. You have walked through seasons that would have broken lesser souls. You have loved deeply, lost greatly, persisted quietly, and arrived here, in these golden years, with a heart full of stories and a spirit the world still needs. Your body, with all its morning messages and gentle signals, is not betraying you. It is partnering with you, asking only that you pay attention, speak up, and choose yourself with the same fierce tenderness you have always offered to others. Whether you are 62 or 102, today is not the end of your story. It is one of its richest chapters. The wisdom you carry, the love you give, the courage it takes simply to wake up each morning and face life with openness and grace, that is extraordinary. Listen to your body. Trust your instincts. Seek answers with confidence. And never, ever let anyone, including the voice in your own mind, convince you that your comfort, your health, and your joy are no longer worth fighting for. Now we would love to hear from you. In the comments below, tell us, which of these 8 chapters touched your heart most deeply today? Have you ever noticed a small signal from your body that turned out to mean something important? Share your story.